Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Away Day Show. Another Monday has come around and we're back at it again.
No tots again.
Once more.
He's just like pulling the pin already.
Yeah, he sold us out.
There wasn't a million views yet.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like, nah.
He said the money isn't there, so
Yeah,
he's gone Saudi, so
It's too expensive.
he's bowed us once more, but I think he'll be back again. Unfortunately, couldn't do the watch song on Saturday, but quite ill on Saturday, so we missed out on that. Yeah, but this weekend's the big derby, so we should be back together for that. Getting the band back together, and that'll be interesting.
So what? It would have been the first 70 minutes of the watch along would have been like depressing.
It would have
been you kind of sitting in neutral, tots laughing.
Yeah.
And then like me and maybe Jared if he was here.
Yeah.
You know, crying.
And then
Robert Sanchez, Mayor. Sorry, no. What was the first one? Yeah, Robert Sanchez, Mayor.
Yeah, and then Trossard.
Your ice banger, and then Trossard puts it in. Would have been some limbs, mate. Would have been limbs.
I was going to say, especially considering the game and situation.
And you know how much limbs it is normally.
Oh, yeah. You guys have held back, which is good.
But
so it's good for us.
But yeah, so this weekend will be good.
Yeah, I think hopefully if the game lives up, touch wood.
You don't think it'll live up? Every Met United
saying
lives up.
that it's at home, so if that's a positive, but every last away game it's been.
I don't know who I'd be going for. I mean, I'll obviously be going for you, but it just feels so wrong. Like
you're going for Manchester United.
I'm not going for City. Like obviously not.
But as an Arsenal guy to support Manchester United, it would almost be criminal, wouldn't it?
I know that equally feels weird, but no, definitely I'd read that day.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting sort of occasion. We'll see. It could be live stream stopped after 30 minutes if it's 5-0 already. But we'll wait and see. Let's go to the top. We'll go through a few games and we've got a few sort of hypotheticals like last week. The first game was Liverpool 2, Everton 0. It was an interesting game, really. Like I've catched a bit of the mini match.
Deadlock.
Yeah, like Everton obviously did what they were going to do.
Yeah.
I think the red card sort of ruined it because Everton didn't look too bad.
Who got sent off again?
It was Ashley Young's.
Ashley Young, that's right. Yeah. In like 35 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 37 minutes. Then the game sort of
became clear second yellow.
It was dumb. It was like as an experience.
They always shake their head and stuff.
Do the finger.
But it was definitely a clear second yellow. I would have thought so.
Obviously, they're both softer fouls, but combined, they're 2 yellows, right? Yeah, you can't complain with that. The problem where it comes in is once again another week more refereeing drama is. Kanata doesn't get sent off for arguably, in my mind, a worse second action than Young's was. So it was like through on goal or something like that and just fully just sticks it out and then withdraws. It clips him, blah, blah, blah. No card, like nothing. It was on a fast break, one-on-one. Like,
I know.
It's just, I don't know. I've lost for words in that. It was a foul, so you can surely go check the monitor. But nothing there. Yeah. Waves him on.
Because it actually feels like they're doing that more nowadays as well. Like, the refs... If they're not fully convinced it's a pen, but they know it, like you can almost tell they're telling the players it's going to be checked. Like as in every handball I see nowadays in the box, it's like, okay, don't pay unless it's like as clear as day. But it's like almost in the back of their mind, they know, the VAR's there to support me now. I better not give it because it's harder to overturn than it is to give it.
Yeah.
So, and then they go check it. Whereas I don't know, it's just like the usage of the technology just feels like,
if you can check it in the box, why can't you check it at halfway?
I know. It's a weird one.
It's not
because it is a match-defining decision.
It is frustrating for Everton because they weren't horrible, and they probably would have been better with 10 on 10. Like, obviously,
it was a penalty and then like a 98th minute goal. The scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect the tightness of the game
at the point in time. 10 men versus 10 men. Everton was still sort of a threat on the counter, and in the end, Liverpool score off counters. Right, they score that Salah goal for counter. Nunes and the handballs. Obviously, it's his arms out, but again, it's one of those ones where he's like,
I'm a little bit less
off that one.
So I know, on the arm positioning compared to like the Saliba one, for example, which we'll touch on, is very similar, but like the action of Keane's on the ground, he's running I see players a lot more when they're running like Lisha, for example, always behind his back. This one was like so weirdly out there.
Oh, it was an awful position when they paused it when they did it.
It looked so strange. Even though it is really close, like I'm a little bit less, torn on that one, considering at least they're they're paying the handballs at the moment. So that one, cool. If you if you're gonna play the rest of them, that one obviously is like the most blatant of them. But it just we feel like we will be seeing defenders now just doing that. Like Thiago Silva's very good, and all the good defenders are good at it. But it just looks shit if people running around like that behind the back. But I guess it's what you have to do that now.
Right now the Prem's going back to that sort of rubbish again. But I think a tough one for Everton because I was pretty impressed the way they went. I thought it was going to be I thought I'm going to get pounded in this game. But again, Mo Salah scores again. now we think he's broken a record for like first Liverpool player to score 4 consecutive home games, and like this guy just keeps breaking records.
By his standards, a bit more of a quiet year last year.
Yeah,
he's goal or assist in pretty much every game this year.
One game,
Spurs, and then maybe I think there's one more. But
something like that.
I mean, like he's firing at the moment. Gets 90 minutes every week, and look, I mean that Saudi valuation of 200 mil is. I mean, if this is what he was going to go there and do, like he's at the top of his game right now. They might not have 5 years left of it, but Jesus, Salah is probably the best player in the league at the moment. So
right now, he's in that upper echelon, and we'll touch on maybe Golden Boot contenders a bit later on in the episode. But he's definitely up there once again, competing at the top like he was a few years ago with Kane and like. Other than that, in that game, just Liverpool go top at the current point in time. So, like I said, touched on last week with the ladder stuff, it is looking quite good for Liverpool, looking quite good for their season. They've revitalised themselves. I know we touched on a bit last week, but you think this is now them kicking on and going on with it and pushing you guys, pushing Man City? Or is it going to be a fact that they might slip away and it might be you two guys again competing?
I still think over the course of the season, with their makeup as a team, there's just like not enough there to like push on the entire way.
Yeah.
Just because, like the cliche of like defense wins titles, right? They have like a reasonably solid defense. But their advantage over the rest of the league is like their attacking output, right?
Yeah.
Trent isn't like we know Trent's defensive drawbacks.
Yeah.
It's not the same Van Dijk. No Robertson at the moment. Simicast, like he can do a job, but it's just not on paper. It's not a tide-winning defense. Like the names might have that. They might sort of bring that correlation from the years where they were so dominant.
Yeah, definitely.
But compared to like the defensiveness of like the top, like the Arsenals and the Cities.
Yeah.
They just seem to have a few more frailties there, and I don't think they'll go the whole. Like I think they'll drop off. I just think they'll drop games here and there when they can't put the ball in the net.
That's a problem.
I see them conceding just like goals which the best teams won't, and as a result, I don't think they'll go the whole way. But we're 9 games in. They're first on clear on points. Yeah. So. Or maybe drawn with City, but regardless,
they're blown now. But at that point in time, they were top. Yeah, like, clearly, yeah.
They look good as well. But whether injuries can change things really quickly in squads with not as much depth as the other big boys. So look, I don't think they'll go the whole way. But all you can base it off is now, and similar to what we say about Spurs, like on their current form, of course they can go the whole way.
Absolutely, yeah. On the current form, absolutely. I think they've overperformed everyone's expectations for scale.
Do you reckon that like their Anfield aura is sort of back?
It feels like a little
Didn't
bit.
Seem to have it last year. Like, they went like 70 games or something crazy unbeaten at Anfield.
And it was like that dead atmosphere where like obviously the start of the games and then that rubbish they see, and then like it sort of just died off in the game because it's a bit flat. But now because they're constantly on the front foot, it still felt like that in the Everton game. It wasn't exciting. It was still exciting, but it wasn't like Liverpool. It wasn't completely 4, 5, 6-0. But the crowd was still behind them. Jurgen Klopp's given the big uns after the games. Like it sort of has that feel again, and like obviously it's all like Liverpool fans think a lot of based about where the league position is as well. They're very like up and down, so, as most fans are. But I think you feel a lot at Anfield, right? You'll feel it quite down when they're not doing as well.
A few big scalps.
It all turns around.
Like will define the course of the season.
Yeah, if they can nick a point against you guys or...
I wouldn't even say nick a point. I still think that like...
At home, maybe...
Personally, going to Anfield is still... Or maybe just below the Etihad. Like those two are clear my scariest fixtures in the season. I'm
talking about if they can go away and then come back.
If they can go to the Emirates and get a point, that is a massive result.
Yeah, like stuff like that, I think is still as important because we know how good they are at home, right? It's if they can travel with this attacking style, like because everyone says traveling is all this stuff, but it is true. Like you can't really travel playing this almost six strikers.
See how it goes, in the middle of December or early Jan when it's like you having a because at the moment they're playing such a high intensity sort of game.
Yeah.
Like when the fixture congestion comes in, that's the real test. We've seen this over the last few years with us.
All the time, yeah.
Where City's big squad has always allowed them to kick on from that. Because the other guys fall off. They can rotate so heavily.
Yeah.
That is historically the reason why City just go on to, bomb on and go on a massive run of form. So look, I feel like we say this every week and every year.
Yeah.
Like December.
Clutch time.
End of December, start of the new year, I'll have a much better formed opinion on where you sit within the table.
Yeah, definitely. We'll move on to the Gary O'Neill Shield, Bournemouth versus Wolves. interesting game. Probably a tale of two halves. To put it, it's like Bournemouth started well in the game, but Wolves just like end up flexing their muscles.
Pedro Neto again.
He was.
Does this guy have like 6 assists or something crazy?
Something stupid, but like he could have scored himself as well. Hit the bar like twice. He skied like an easy chance as well. Like this guy in the form he currently in, like Wolves fans are like, let's get as many points as we can while Huang's in form, while Matheus Cunha's playing well.
How good was that finish?
Oh, nuts!
First time
wrapped it.
Oh no! To be fair to Matheus Cunha, he hasn't been like necessarily getting the score involvement as much.
This I was going to say. He hasn't been on the score sheet as much, but
he's been looking good all year. Like against you guys, he looked nuts. I was thinking, Jesus, like this is the Matheus Cunha cracked on FIFA. Like, this guy's OP, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, the best team won, best club won.
The Gary O'Neill Shield stays with Wolves. No, it was funny, right? Because the first, obviously, Bournemouth scored first, little cheeky, slunky goal, another goal for him. He's been all right this season. But then there was like a red card from Cook at, I think, the 54th minute, headbutting Huang. I don't know how you can headbutt that guy's one of the nicest guys going around. I don't know how you headbutt the bloke. And then after that, just capitulated. Like, I don't know. If you're Iriol as a coach, you'd be thinking like, cut me some slack. Like we played a good first half, we're up. And so, like when you're senior players.
Have they got a win yet?
No, still winless. So them and Sheffield still winless. And Sheffield probably looked the better of the two teams on the weekend, considering how they
Sheffield, like that's been the tail of their season. So
just looking good, not winning. Yeah.
Like, well,
Bournemouth to a similar extent, but not the same level as Sheffield. We know how good Sheffield United played. Like,
and they were like Sheffield were also versus United.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
Bournemouth versus Wolves away. Wolves at home. Well, at the start of the season, we would have said that. But
Wolves are kicked clear now, haven't they?
Yeah, Wolves kick clear, and they're actually like. It's hard to say, like, you can't see them kicking on further considering they started the season so well with a 3-day preseason with their coach.
Yeah.
Like, logic would say that, the more time they spend together as a group, the further they're going to go. So
they're 5 points out of Europe. Like when I know it's so in the season, but like
it's a quarter of the season.
Yeah,
like we've had a quarter of the season now. We've had a good time period to sort of evaluate where teams sit and stuff. And at the moment, Bournemouth can't they can't score goals.
No.
And Wolves are sort of rectifying that issue. Despite like not creating like massive amounts of chances over the start of the season, they've been pretty clinical in front of goal, and it's getting them the results, and they're looking good.
Yeah, I just feel like like I said earlier, they just need to pounce in this form currently because God knows how long Huang's been in form, Neto's been in form. Like these guys are good players, but they're not these world beaters that obviously do it week in, week out. So capitalise on the form they're in, get clear into that mid-table, be with likes of Palace and Brentford's, and then just...
Gary O'Neill would have been stoked, mate. Like going 1-0 down.
He would never have said it.
The Bournemouth owners would have been like thinking, oh, yes, thank God. Like we're going to get a win against
Michael
Gary.
Jordan in the stands there.
And then, but he would have been stoked. Like he would have been stoked.
I was going to say, because you'd feel just... discarded, like the stuff like he came. It wasn't like he came in for like the last 2 months. Like he was there.
He was there for like 30 games.
Yeah,
minimum.
He did
I reckon he was there for 33 games. I reckon Scott Parker left after 6 games after they got battered
by Liverpool,
which was like 4 or 5 games in the season.
And then he just did the rest of the season.
Yeah, and like
did
a job.
Yeah, it was more than a job. You know what? It would have been a job if they got
7th.
Yeah, and if that last 4 games season didn't count either, it would be more than a job, right? Because they sort of fell off towards the back end. But
if he came in for 2 months and got him scraped in 7th, a job. But no, he did he was a solid manager. He was genuinely in manager of the year content, in that conversation, which is like a credit to any coach. I'm
sure we said on here with I think it was Miss and Antonio at that time. We were saying he's gonna be up there with deserve.
It's gonna be nuts though, because if Wolves keep going at this rate, he's gonna be in the same conversation. Like, how could he not be? 3-day preseason.
Yeah,
like Wolves. Were sort of people were resigning Wolves to relegation.
Well, then signing they still haven't signed anyone.
They have no attacking output. Oh, they've lost. Like Jimenez wasn't that guy last year, and they've even lost him now. And they just have no one up front who's going to put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
Like they lost Ruben Neves, like their best player.
Coutinho goes as well. Like,
it's and to be fair to them, like they look solid. Like Wolves look very solid at the moment.
It's a team, right? It's a Gary O'Neill style of things. And I guess I might as well touch it now before we get into it later on as well. Like a weekend of goalkeeping mares.
Yeah.
Neto basically gives them the winner, plays it out.
To be fair, I think that's a bit harsh on Neto.
You reckon it was?
Yeah, I heard the commentary around it. I was thinking like...
I'm watching, he rolls into Billing, and Billing's just like...
Yeah, but Billing turned. Like he still turned and then lost the ball. And
I get that he has enough time to turn, but where can he deliver the ball?
It's a bit of a stitch up, and especially considering like the game, like game sort
Big
of scenario,
situation as
like
well,
situation
like,
shit sort of thing. Like, it's dumb. But
you reckon
I
it's a bit
thought the
harsh?
commentary slandered like Neto way more than like
they're
I've
going
seen.
more than I wanted to go, but I still think it was quite an interesting decision.
Like I've seen Raya like do like worse in his 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Right. I mean, no, but you're right though. There was some stinkers in the weekend. Sanchez, like Raya was still dodgy at the back. But like, was Edison on the bench?
Yeah.
Did Ortega just start?
Started, yeah.
But like any reason? Did Pep say?
Just Pep roulette sort of thing again.
Yeah. Pep's following Arteta now. No, but that is crazy though, because like.
Against a Brighton team.
Even though because like Edison got dropped at the later end of like last year. I know it was probably rotation and stuff.
And you coincide with the cups as well, because Ortega did the cups right and he had some good cup games. And if you can't drop someone who's had a good cup game. Yeah. So you sort of, that's the problem with Pep stuff. Like if you're doing this whole 1 in, 1 out, but then someone has a good game, you can't just not play them in the next game.
I know, it's a weird one. Because like just on that though, it's like I know Edison's still number one. Yeah. But Edison last year was low-key living off his aura. Like, you know, like, long Paul Merchant. Like, sort of, like no, swear to God. Because they were conceding, like, a goal. They were conceding a goal every game. Like every week they win. They'd be up 3-0 with like a minute to go and 3-1, 4-1, 2-1. Like, it was every week. And, like, I imagine Pep's mindset, you know, these guys look at it rationally. You know, if it was a 0-0.
Yeah, we lose.
Like, you know, you need the keeper's going to make some crazy saves. Yeah. And Edison was not doing that last year. I thought he'd been better this year, so I'm assuming it was just purely rotation.
I think it was rotation.
It would have been. Yeah. But like, I thought at the back end of last year was sort of seeing the early signs of Pep putting a little bit of pressure on Edison, because I feel like maybe he'd lacked that over the last 3 or 4 years.
And we always say this, and we think you say it a lot, and I second this a lot. It's so hard being Edison though, because you don't see the ball.
100%,
85 minutes, and all of a sudden
he's barely seen the ball for 5 years.
Yeah, and all of a sudden someone's 1-on-1 with you because your team's like on the edge of your own third. So I understand that bit of it, but again, if you're like that keeper as well, you got to pull some saves out, because you're right, against an Arsenal where hypothetically you guys did the other way around and counter-attacked Man City, and you had a chance with Martinelli on a counter-attack in the 85th minute. Yeah. You guys would be pumped, and that'd be Devo if he let in a goal then, because you'd be like, they haven't shot all game and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But obviously it's all hypotheticals. But yeah, it's right. In their Pep system as well, where he's so minuscule in the tiniest things, to be conceding goals and giving away clean sheets and 1%ers.
It's like those, you can just tell it like messes with like his OCD.
Oh, 100%.
But at the same time, we're definitely overthinking this.
Oh, no, probably the back pocket of the centre backs as well. They'll be pissed because they're getting their clean sheet bonuses as well. It's probably the biggest thing about it.
Oh, so I don't know, just quickly. It's like, did you watch the All or Nothing documentary?
I didn't, but
have you seen the Ramsdale scene? Oh my God. Like, where we win 3-1. And he just comes and he's in the dressing room, like, with his hands on his knees, like... And I just saw Twitter like railed him after that. Yeah, it's so funny. But
it's true. But apparently that's what they like. Apparently that's what goalkeepers are supposed to be like.
I imagine like being a goalkeeper is like the hardest position to like differentiate yourself between other players. Yeah. Like you have to have that level of, I guess, sort of like, inner drive and like competitiveness to get that far.
Especially in the good teams as well. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the ball for...
that's the reason why these guys play in the Prem. Because one goal, it just ruins their night.
Yeah. So obviously, Wolves 2, Bournemouth 1. Big win for Wolves again. They just keep pumping on. The next game, which I did have another keen watch, it was Brentford-Burnley, considering how Brentford got devastated last time out. Finally got a win at home. Their first win at home this season, despite their incredible record last year. 3-0 win over Burnley. More alarm bells for Burnley, right? Yeah, definitely. Considering... So my first sort of takeaway from this game was that this is Brentford's third win, right? Yes, it was third or like it was.
Once again, like,
second win. So yeah,
second, yeah, right. Yeah. So that's why they drew to Spurs. Yeah. Once again, though, it's like Brentford is scoring goals against the teams which are willing to take it to them. That's exactly like you said it. And I'm like, and this has been like so apparent all year. And look, man, if you're company, I feel like credit to you for playing your own way. I know they get a red card and stuff in it. Yeah. But like sometimes you just got to kind of adapt to the situation, right? Yeah. And you know that Brentford have had no success when you sit deep. Yeah. And look, to be fair to Brentford, they scored some. Like, to be fair to Burnley and Brentford, they scored some wonder goals. Strike, so not only did Brentford score in different ways, like it wasn't in behind like through balls and stuff the whole day, but you can cut Burnley a little bit of slack because like obviously Mbuemo's got a great goal and I forget Godos scored like, absolute banger. It in, like, he put the blood out the ball. So like it's not necessarily super high XG. Yeah. But I can't really recall Burnley creating massive like chances. And in the game where like you watched obviously the North London derby and we know how wet it was in London,
you're trying to play ball playing. I know it's the Premier League and we're the best players in the world, but you're trying to play around when it's like pissing it down with rain.
Do you think it's going to click for Burnley?
I'm worried now.
Do you think Company's going to keep his job?
I still think he'll keep his job because what are options? Do you go to like those old heads? But are the old heads even about anymore? Like I feel like we're in a stage now where those Pulis's, Allardyce's, I think.
Well, you say that, but then Roy Hodgson came back in and like
I know
Palace just got battered, but like in all seriousness, you know, they looked like significantly better end of last year.
They were actually quite not probably these guys in a worse situation, but Crystal Palace was still in that sort of spot where like you're like things will happen, it'll work out.
Yeah, and then just Vieira obviously
gone, and then all of a sudden they were incredible. So maybe it is that you have to take that step, right? You have to take that big leap of faith.
Like Company's tagging them as far as he can with his game style. We have to adapt to a different league.
Which it could be because he did it in Belgium, Belgium. He did it in the Championship where maybe his systems worked, maybe just clicked. But I guess that jump is so big and maybe he doesn't have the bollocks just to swallow his ego and just say... Well,
it does look a bit that way.
It sort of
like,
feels like
we can say, like, as much as we say credit to him, it's like, well, it's going to cost him his job.
Yeah. Well, and the club as well.
Yeah. Well, obviously the club, but as in the club will pull the pin on him before... I think this will happen, is that the club, would rather risk staying in the Prem than thanking their coach for getting them promoted.
Yeah, with the record
by keeping him there and just going straight back down.
Yeah,
that's just the way I see it, and I think that's how these clubs operate. Like we've seen it, we see the ruthlessness all the time. Like Watford do it when they were in the league and didn't keep them up. But these clubs, like the financial benefit of being in the Premier League, far outweighs any sort of like moral sediment within the game. So
and they spent some cash as well. I think they were expecting to do what we thought in the ladder predictions where like they'd be mid-table, right? Yeah. But it just, with all the money that's happened, with no real team balance.
Like? I think we did this last
week. I have a second look, but...
And also, it's like Company's job, like...
It's worrying signs, right?
Who did they beat?
They beat...
They got one win though, right?
They beat Everton at Everton.
So, look.
I believe. No, that was Luton. Who do they... The Buddy beat Luton. They beat Luton on a...
So they're only like 1 point from below Luton, right?
Yeah.
And thankfully for Burnley, there's like 3 other teams that really, really suck.
Yeah, but around the area.
Bournemouth suck, Sheffield suck, Luton suck. But like 15th onwards, even Everton's got 3 points on them now. The gap's
starting to grow.
And honestly, 6 points at this stage of the season.
It's a lot.
Between 18th and 15th is like last year was like there was 7 or 8 teams really in that spot. And
we say it with everything, but it's the premise of the Premier League. And once December comes, once Jan comes, all that comes, when cup football comes into it. I know they're not a big deal for these clubs, but the fixture congestion hurts these teams. Then you see these gaps, which are 3 points, look like 18 sometimes because you're like, God, how are we going to pin this back? Because this team drew that night and we lost this night. And then every time you're comparing yourself, and if you get a win, all of a sudden that team wins as well. And then you're like, God, what can we do? And it sort of feels like that during those months. So if you're 6 points or 7 points behind by then you're cutting yourself well adrift. Because as much as you can make those dramatic comebacks with managerial changes come, the spring, it's not enough to...
The likelihood's low.
You can't spring a comeback.
Look, you wouldn't want that 6 point gap to get any bigger between now and Christmas because suddenly if you're looking at only 3 or 4 or 5 teams in that bottom group who are and the rest have kicked on, that's when the pressure's really, really going to mount.
Yeah.
You want it to be as tight as possible between 20th and 10th.
Similar was to last year for most of it.
I guess it's funny you say the cup thing as well because when for these lesser teams, when these cup runs come, a trophy means so much more to them than coming 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th or 17th, right? These clubs, a piece of silverware is so rare. So that can completely change the dynamic of how teams operate because they suddenly, their mindset suddenly becomes midweek. And so look,
and it's a lot can change as well. Sometimes who you draw. If they draw a big boy, they'll just sack it off. But if they draw a League One, they'll put the full team out.
Way more to it.
And then all of a sudden Saturday, your team's cooked for Saturday.
And then they do all that to get a big team the next week.
Round, yeah. And it's all just this
was that necessarily worth it? Yeah. But look, a lot's going to change over the next 29 weeks. But look, for Burnley, obviously credit to Brentford. They got the result they needed to.
Yeah, they needed to get that result.
For Burnley, look, if you're Vincent Kompany, you're not sleeping easy at the moment because your job is looking a little bit on the edge.
And just to finish off, I guess Burma and Visa finally came through, which is close for needed for my fantasy as well. So
we're glad for that. Of course, Mbeumo gets a result. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like Sterling, we could get rid of him 25 points, whatever. And then like Pickford, same thing. And then Mbeumo got had him for like 6 weeks. Then you got like 1 return for me.
No, you're stinking up the gaff.
Well, see, only if I chat all this about my Brentford prediction is coming so into fruition. Yeah. For me to transfer Mbeumo in against all the teams, I figured he wouldn't do anything. Yeah, it's insane, mate. Like, what am I doing? Come on.
Before we go into FPL, the last game we'll talk about is Man City Brighton. I don't like watching Man City the best of times, let alone being sick. So I didn't see much of this game. I watched. You
don't like watching City, yeah?
I get bored, but because Brighton were playing, I kept a keen eye on it with the 3-minute highlights. Now, it didn't seem as clear cut a win as City have had at home. Because City at home, the record now is what is it, like 20 something.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's
pretty good.
Put it simply, you don't win it. It's come that sort of place. 2-1 win for them. Brighton had their chances down the end of the game, but.
Ansu Fati got on the score sheet.
It was big for him because he's been goalless, so far to start the year, and off the bench a bit as well. So hopefully he finds his place there. But I guess a big win for City in the fact that a lot of question marks would happen if De Zerbi gets a result at the end, and all of a sudden, what's with City, blah blah blah, losing track, and obviously looking ahead. Obviously,
would that have been 3 games in a row?
Yeah, 3 games without a win if they got the draw there.
Yeah, that's right. If they got the draw. But
so I don't think Brighton were going to win the game, but there was a chance they'd draw it back late there.
Obviously, Alvarez getting on the score sheet again.
Antonio's guy, he likes him.
The finish was interesting. I don't know if he meant to.
And the celebration,
kind of flick it,
the celebration, he sort of just jogged. I'm like, he doesn't really. It's like, okay.
It was an interesting finish, but I think it was Doku. Ran in and was it whipped it? Yeah,
and whipped it across left foot across the box. Yeah, he's been good as well.
Yeah, Doku has been good,
and it proves that Pep makes anyone work in his system, right? Because we all thought, Sterling 2.0 is actually going to work.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we thought like Sterling. Like, it's funny you say that because was Sterling a success at City?
Well, technically he was because he scored. But he felt like he was always in the out. Like
in terms of like the archetype, 100%. Like direct, quick.
We look at Sane as well. They were constantly on the out. They were never like on that inner group. It was always the Mahrez, Bernardo Silvas. De Bruyne got chucked out in the right. Like it was never those pacey. But obviously he's trying things. He's got Haaland there now. He's got Alvarez playing as a 10. Like he's a
what happens to I was looking at this because like De Bruyne is going to be back in about a month. Yeah, what happens to Alvarez when De Bruyne's back?
He's got to play to the left. He has to play to the left. Or does De Bruyne play to the right?
Nah, De Bruyne's like too old, mate. He's too old to play on the wing.
Yeah, but they got Mahrez is not fast. Like
Mahrez.
Mahrez is not rapid. No, he's not rapid.
Riyad Mahrez played for Man City.
No, but I'm saying in the past, like in the
I was thinking the Bulldogs.
I'm saying the Bulldogs is not that.
Oh my god! I was like,
but Mahrez was their winger last year. Like, we can agree on that,
last year. You managed to twist that.
I'm thinking from because Mahrez was my example. I love watching Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah, no, I really rate Riyad Mahrez.
And he's quick, but he's not like Doku. He's not even Grealish. Not that quick either, but he's not Grealish either.
Yeah, Foden started on the right. Yeah,
I think in this game, he did. Yeah. De Bruyne is playing the right. Do you really need pace in the City system?
Look, I still think De Bruyne's done it for like 8 years or whatever. Yeah. Like Alvarez is going to be the one that gets shifted.
Yeah,
even despite
it feels so wrong.
How he's 100%.
It feels incredibly wrong.
And like obviously Haaland it's almost been a bit of a dry patch, and that finish was just nuts though. Like
it was buried.
It's just crazy. Like
the guy's top goal scorer.
I don't think I've seen an Arsenal player finish a goal like that in so long. Even when Saka puts in like his long shots and stuff, that pace he put on that shot was just insane.
I'm gonna say I'm such a nerd, but like the FIFA like power shot thing, it looks like that where like you just wind up and like slingshot
it. I occasionally see Rashford do it. But it's like, but Rashford, but he also shoots so much more than Haaland does.
Yeah.
Like Haaland doesn't.
He pick his spot and so
it was just like he was reminding people like he's still got that in the locker because over the last 18 months it's just been like getting the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
But that was the videos you see in his training footage and stuff.
And all this Dortmund shit we saw before he came to the
insane. He just bloody like.
It's so scary.
Yeah,
we all saying Alvarez is outperforming. You look at the score sheet. He's 9 goals in the Premier League.
I know, it's insane.
Played 9 games.
Like, and he's 9 goals in 9 games.
He's being pocketed
and
by...
as I said, it feels like he's been in a bit of dry patch.
He's been pocketed by Saliba. He's pocketed by Dawson.
Like the funny thing is he was pocketed by Saliba. But like, he's still got 9 goals in 9 games.
Yeah.
And
remarkable.
And in one of those games, he like wasn't seen, and it's just insane.
And he's going against Maguire and Evans next week.
Like he feels like he's been quiet and he's on track for 38 goals. Like that is insane, man.
It's just because last year he's already at this point last year he's already 3 goals ahead of games. I think
he had 15 goals by this point.
Or 6 something like that. I argue it was 3 or 4 goals ahead of games played. I was always tracking that, and obviously it slowly crept back. Yeah, he had to miss a few.
But he also like I think he almost went like in terms of minutes. He would have scored a goal per 90 minutes last year. I think it was
100% easy.
Yeah, like 100%. So
because he missed games through just like resting and injury and stuff. So yeah, he was definitely ahead. And just because he's not so ridiculous like it was last year. That's probably why I'm not saying he's as good. But brother, any other season, this guy's the best player I've ever seen. It's
unbelievable. Like you mean. But yeah, so using that in terms of our Alvarez point, it's like, okay, well, obviously you're not going to move Haaland because it's like, okay, despite him not like, being better than his last year's performance, he's scored 9 goals in 9 games. And like, I guess their 2 sort of weaker points up front when De Bruyne's back, would feel like the wings. So, but they got Foden, they got Grealish, they got Doku.
Grealish is sitting on the bench, man.
I know.
Despite his great into he even started last season on the bench. Started last season on the bench, but back in last season,
I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do with Grealish because like he didn't come on against us.
No. And it wasn't chosen to come on as well. I thought it'd be the perfect pick.
100%. Because it was just such a different dynamic for that back line. Like they brought on Doku and stuff, but like that just wasn't it, with like that just wasn't it with Tomiyasu coming on and being like a great sort of matchup. I don't know. It was just a really weird.
I'm trying to get a grasp of what sort of minutes we're looking at with him, but it's not like he's out of favour because he's still featuring in certain games, but like it's just like he's gotten bored of him. Yeah, he came on a 75th minute. Like,
well, look, he's a very different player to Doku, and maybe there was a reason Pep signed him.
Maybe why you wanted him. Yeah,
he hasn't said anything publicly, I don't think. But to be fair, like,
does Doku? I think Doku might work a little bit better with Haaland with the way they both play.
Yeah,
a bit more pace, direct.
Well, he probably also like draws a little bit of attention of Haaland as well because they can both get in behind, sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not just like Grealish dropping balls in and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe that's the reason.
But like.
It's just a minuscule.
We say that, but does someone scored like? But does someone like they won the treble last year? Yeah. What do they need to change? Like we say this, but like, what do they need to change?
Yeah, it's Pep. There's always something he'll find. He'll look at the tape all of summer and see this little tiny play. It's
a good problem to have. KDB coming back, good problem.
The fact that we can't solve it because we're great masterminds of the game, we can't solve it.
If we can't solve it, well then, good luck to Pep. Yeah, good luck to you, Pep.
Good luck to all the managers out there. Yeah, definitely. With that being said, finish up with saying, Brighton were good. Still impressive again to go away to Etihad and do a good job, but again, I think City just too much at the moment to win away. That brings us to the FPL roundup for this week. It's not quite.
Who you got left to play?
I've got Son captain and Maddison because they're playing Fulham.
Do you have Haaland or Salah?
I have Haaland.
Okay, so you opted
for. But because Brighton, you never know with Brighton what they can do.
They do concede though.
That's the thing.
But
so Walker's pulled through for me.
You only really need 1 goal from Son to match Haaland.
To match it, right?
Like, I think you only got 8 points.
He didn't get an assist, so you only got 8 points.
So
I'm on 50 at the moment. I've got Leno, Maddison, and Son. Leno will probably blank.
So you're gonna beat me this week.
Yeah, so I've got.
Unless you doggy goes nuts and Son blanks. I'm on 51. I've got you doggy, Son, Maddison.
Oh, you probably will beat me then.
No, but you got Son captain.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so you get double. Sorry. So I had Saliba 1, Colwill 1. I've still got Colwill killing me.
Yeah, man. You know what's just like? It's just killing me. Like
how my team's
just Salah. Like
I got rid of him. I got rid of him round 3. I was such a mistake because he just wasn't performing.
That is insane, Press. And that is so unlucky.
I just went with like the Tottenham and Newcastle route.
Yeah, because they looked insane value.
Yeah, Well, Gordon did well for me. 8 points again this week. So thank God I kept him through suspension, which hurt me last game week, but good for me this week.
So you had Ollie Watkins?
I have Watkins, Haaland, Gordon, Saka, and Burmo. I had Wiss on the bench with 8 points as well. That killed me as well. I had Cash, Colwill, Saliba.
It's annoying, man. Diaby. I don't think he's returned either of his 2 weeks.
But Diaby was the best on in that game. We'll get onto that game in a little bit, but he was the best.
So he definitely keeps his spot because I didn't.
He'll 100% keep his spot. No, definitely.
I didn't watch the second half,
but again, fantasy wise, I got rid of him as well, fantasy wise, because he gets a lot of like shots that rebound and someone else taps it in because it's just unfortunate for him. But it's been a tough few weeks for me in fantasy.
Scored 4 goals, no Diaby return. Like Douglas Luiz, man. Like he plays as a DM, but
he's scoring every game in Villa Park,
and he's on pens,
So I'm keeping an eye on him, especially if Gordon has a few stinkers.
I'm living off last year's FPL so hard. I finished 4K last year. I got up to rank 800.
How many million are we thinking this year?
I'm currently 4.6 mil. I'm hoping by the end of the time I finish
just back in the 4 mils. Yeah.
Like, look, my goal is still top 50k.
Yeah, you can still
I've got 29 games, but I have already wild carded. Like I wild carded, and if I went with Salah, I would be on.
I regret the.
I would be like top 1 mil right now. Yeah, it's actually insane.
Because the guys on top of our league are the guys who've like had Salah or captained him some weeks.
Bro, Leon, I made Leon's team. He hasn't changed it all year. He's above me because he has Salah. Like it's actually insane.
It's nuts.
Oh my god! Like,
Salah captain moves I think Mitch had him a few weeks ago captain, and that basically has got him second in the league at the moment.
Oh, it's mate like.
Top 4 in our league, the trend is they've all got Salah.
I'm having a look at it right now. I'm 13th out of like 17.
And there's guys who haven't traded. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, well, Leon's 7th and he hasn't made one trade. Look,
I'm back to
the
7.
gap,
I'm back to 9.
The gap is only 57 points. Like that's like that's honestly one good game week.
But I'm saying, but 57 getting close, you need to make sure that happens before those double game weeks. That's when you can make up points. Yeah. If it comes after those double game weeks...
Bro, to be fair, the guys first doesn't even have Salah.
Yeah, I didn't really...
Bro, and Burma got 14 points. Are you serious?
Yeah, I was lucky I kept him in.
Oh my God, man.
But I'm gonna trade him out after next game.
My only good trade this year is Trippier. Like, he's my only good trade.
I need to get him in, man. He's doing everything.
Maybe Watkins. Like
Matty Cash, bringing him in was the biggest mistake. Yeah, I did that a few weeks back, and he's been blanking ever since I brought him in.
Who's on your trade radar?
Well, I've still got injured Henry on the bench, but I haven't had a chance to trade because I've had so much more problems. But definitely Cash and definitely Visa because those two are going to have tougher game weeks coming up.
I need it. I can't be reactionary. 4.6 mil. I'm going to be proactive.
I like the sound of that. Play the long game. I think
I'm getting rid of Kieran Trippier.
Who they got?
Their run just isn't like
it's
crazy.
Not convenient.
It's just not worth a 6.9 mil like defender. It's just not worth it. Like they got Wolves this week.
I'm keeping.
But then they got Arsenal.
I know, but you got.
Then they have 2 really nice ones in 3. But then they have Chelsea, United, Everton, Spurs. Like
I'm going to have to trade Gordon out for that Chelsea game. I think it looked like it.
I think I'm going to go Tribute down to Vladimir Sufal.
Good call.
They have a great.
They've got good fixtures coming up as well.
But that means I need to trade Mubama because I have 3 West Ham otherwise.
You need to cost some points there, are you?
Oh no.
Or is this a multiple game week?
No. I can keep Mubama, but I was looking at going Trippier down and then Neto up to Bowen, but that means I have 4 West Ham.
Then you got too many.
Bowen's that guy.
Bowen's cooking.
I need Bowen.
Yeah.
I was looking at Mikel Antonio because I want a bit of like West Ham. Yeah. I want a bit of West Ham presence.
The culture of it.
But Mikel Antonio's just not that guy, bro. He
had one good game last season.
His XGA is 2.
Yeah,
we're 9 games in the season, and he's expected
considering how good West Ham have done. Considering how good they've done all season as well.
What do you mean, man?
I might bring a bigger Lucas Paquetá as well because I feel like he might start cooking.
It's a bit deep though. It's a bit deep.
But he's playing.
What is it with all these guys having CDMs and I'm third? Like, why am I talking?
But he's playing.
These men with CDMs.
But he's playing left wing now because they're like in this David Moyes system. So I think he might.
Okay. Paquetá isn't a CDM, but you know what I mean.
No,
people got Rodri and stuff there above me. Like,
yeah, no, that had a mess that season.
What is going on, man?
I was banking on Man City just clean sheeting every week. So
do you have any Arsenal presence? You got Saliba. And Saka.
Saliba.
So
those still probably stay, man. Those still probably stay.
Yeah, no, their fixture run's getting better. Yeah. So, like, it was people...
But even against hard fixtures, you're not going to lose many games, so...
Like, yeah, so once again, it's like people traded out their Arsenal assets and they got a little bit lucky. But the way I look at it is like, the best team in the league, doesn't matter who they're versing. You know what I mean? I'm going to say... And
arguably, Saka, who's the best fantasy player in the league, he'll have a bad game. I don't think he had a great game on the weekend. Still gets 5 points. Still assist. Like, nuts.
How many points has Saka got? He has got... I'm just going to
He's accumulating.
10, 21, 25, 31, 44, 53, 58.
58.
Bro, Salah has 72.
But Salah's played every game.
Saka's only...
He's missed one.
Saka's missed 1 game.
And he could have cooked versus Man City, man. Man City would dog.
Yeah. So, won this game, but Salah has...
I hate it.
Points. Boy, that guy...
Yeah, Salah may be the death of me.
My FPL weekends at the moment because he's got a wild card and he's gone like 16 or 15.
I was so close to getting Martin in a few weeks back, but Martin Odegaard in.
Odegaard, boom. You've actually done all right then.
Yeah, I'm so happy I didn't. But yeah, there we go. Fantasy. We'll see where Tots is. on the ladder before we move on. Yeah, he's stinking up as well. He's 4.75, so he's ahead of you by 1 point, but had 40 points.
Oh, I saw. I'll be above him by the end of tonight.
Yeah. Oh, he hasn't traded. There's no way he's traded.
Oh, can we not say that? Because I'm below him and I trade every week. So.
Okay, he's traded.
To be fair, I miss deadlines every now and then, so I forget a little bit, but I still trade. You know,
yeah, you still do your things.
But some people, I forget. But anyway.
you get the 2 trades.
Anyways,
you build them up. Let's go to our next bunch of fixtures. This one will go quickly over. Newcastle 4, Palace 4, nil, 4-4. Newcastle 4, Palace nil. Straight 4 for them. Yeah. Newcastle just cooking at the moment, I feel. Obviously, they got Champions League in the midweek. That's probably what they're more focused about. Wilson
is there Champions League this week?
I think it's this Tuesday. We're back on again.
Who do you have?
We've got Copenhagen at home. Win a must-win.
Oh, it actually is a must-win for you.
Because otherwise, if we lose, we're out.
Holy crap!
If we lose, we want to get Europa League even. Like,
I think we have.
Who have you not played? Yeah, you've played Lyon.
We've got Sevilla.
We've
versed Lons. I'm checking. We versed Lons and we versed.
You're away at Sevilla, man. That's a tough place to go.
Who else in our group? PSV.
PSV, you played them.
Oh,
you're away at Sevilla. That is tough. That's one of the toughest places to go in Europe.
Away on what day?
Wednesday
morning.
Yeah, so you're same day as Tuesday night as well. So for Newcastle, they've got
away at Sevilla is like. Considering it's Champions League, like it's obviously not the worst you get, but like it's tough. It's
just always tough to go on European nights, yeah. But they've got Dortmund away, Newcastle, so that's probably on top of their minds. They just battered Palace. Palace was a bit off it, I think.
Yeah, I was saying before the show, like there's a few teams, like, you know, not at the very top, but they're just battering teams.
Yeah.
Like Newcastle are doing it, Villa are doing it, Brighton, when they win are doing it. So
they're just separating themselves, right?
Yeah,
I mean, now.
Like they are scary prospects. Like we have Newcastle away in a couple of weeks, and that's going to be a tough fixture.
Yeah, the Toons.
I got money on us going unbeaten this year, so that's one of the scary ones. That's one of the scary ones.
And they're just like those players are cooking. Like I would say the thing. I got Gordon. Gordon's doing his thing. Like he was a bit of a wash baller last season. Amron's on the score sheet again. Like the fact that Joe Linton's back. Wilson's back in. I don't know. Wilson just does his Prem games and then just knocks off the Champions League. Like it seems like it's working. Like respect to Eddie Howe. I thought he'd be gone. Like at this.
Well, after that was early. Oh, you just mean like when at the start of the project?
Yeah, I just thought. Especially now that I saw the start of the season, I'm like, oh, it could be.
Yeah, this is probably it.
Yeah, November time, it could be it.
They're going to bring in like
Ancelotti's suddenly.
Yeah, they're going to bring in. Yeah, I was actually thinking Ancelotti as well. They're going to bring in like Zinedine Zidane back from the dead.
Yeah, and just play like.
Speaking of the project, you say that Newcastle recently partnered with Saudia, like the airline company. So
great.
It's the next
now,
piece of the puzzle, man.
So now private jets, to the international World Cups.
Yeah, we got Emirates. Who do you guys have? Who do you fly with?
Oh, we're like Aeroflot or whatever. Like it's still a decent company, but I think it's some American.
So all the good teams have good airlines. We're Emirates, they got City, got Etihad. You're just like some.
So American.
You're like Ryanair, man.
You're right. We basically are the Ryanair at the moment. You won't touch much more on that. Palace are good. They just had a bad day.
Tough night.
The next one, which is really interesting, Forest 2, Luton 2. Now, I think I'm speaking Luton into points all of a sudden because I've been slagging them off the last 2 weeks.
Bro, Luton are so Brexit. Like, don't even bother. Bro, did you see their goals?
Yeah, I know, but they're getting points all of a sudden. I thought, are they going to break the record? Are they going to...
unsustainable.
Are they going to break the 11 point, whatever?
Luton are coming last. Honestly, they're actually doing it good right now because if they win one more game or like win a game, their odds are going to go up higher and I'm going to load up because Luton are finishing last, mate.
They do suck.
Did you see their goals? Like, firstly, Forest.
How was the assist on the, was it Townsend ball?
Yeah. Well, was it bloody Serge Aurier? I don't know who that was. I don't even know who plays like the.
No, Aurier plays right, but it bounced like 3 times, and then like someone just tapped it in.
Did you see? Yeah, whoever the first man was near, like the first man on the wall, or not the wall, on the back line. He did like some weird like. Did you see what he did? He ducked and tried to like flick it and completely missed it.
It was such a weird goal. It just screamed fucking.
It was the most Brexit thing I've ever seen.
It's
and then their second goal, like some long hoof, and once again poor defending guy
touches and takes.
It's a good touch, but like come on, bro.
Oh
like,
yeah,
Forest would be kicking
all right,
themselves.
Is it on Matt Turner? Do you have to come for that?
Nah, I was thinking that as well. I was thinking like back in my heyday, would I come out for that one?
Just come clean up.
Would I come out, take like one of them ones? But nah, I thought.
But even not on that, like even on like the touch, because it was a good touch, it wasn't a great touch. Yeah, there was a defender there. The defending
was shocking.
And then the goalkeeper just didn't come, and I was like someone has to come.
Turner should could probably come, but
at least make yourself big.
Like, there's no possible way the guy can take a touch.
It was
of his chest.
1 on 3.
Like
turn.
You know, not even like he took the touch in the direction of the goal. Like, how are you going to let him have 3 meters space. Goal side. If you were Forest, you'd be fuming right now.
I'm just furious being like a Forest ambassador.
Advocate. Yeah.
So I've been ambassador for Burnley.
You were bullish on Forest.
I've been ambassador in Burnley. They've been dog shit. I've been ambassador.
All of us got Burnley massively.
Yeah, but like even Forest, I was bigger than them. Rubbish. Saying that, they were really good for the first 60 minutes. Yeah. Like if Chris Wood had a good...
Chris Wood, mate. Back
good ability.
Insane.
Oh, but,
how long's Taiwo out for?
Yeah, but he could have had 5. He had so many missed headers. I was like, if Taiwan's there, that's a goal. Yeah. But actually, good ball from Malanga as well for the second
What is
goal.
Chris Wood's celebration?
He gave us some like...
He just does this thing.
Yeah,
like I'm not a fan, mate. It's just the most boomer thing I've ever seen. Like...
It's because he's New Zealand.
You're just a Kiwi, bro. You're just a Kiwi, man.
You're not like... You're not some like...
You got bullied in school for playing soccer.
I was saying, you're not some like ends baller from like...
So funny.
Yeah, it's a bit funny. But yeah, that's 2 points lost for Forest, man. At home.
100%.
Luton will be over the moon. Like you said, the fan, that was limbs in that way and that goal.
It's a bit sad, to be honest.
Yeah, like
come on,
respect
guys.
to them. Respect to them.
I know we celebrated a 2-2 against Chelsea, but like, come on, lads. Like
it was quite. Yeah, it was. I guess a big moment for them.
He did the whole knee slide and everything.
I think I hate it. And he slide away. Go to the fan. Like, he slide to like the fans and stuff. Like
he
went to like the.
It was a lot. He went to the
other wrong side. Yeah.
Oh, so he went to the home fans.
Yeah, like the goals there. The way he went that way.
What an absolute donkey.
You know when like they all say defenders when they score. I just start running. I feel like that. He just started running the knee slide.
Yeah, so that like because
they have no idea what's going on.
A couple of them plan for it, but like they just start.
But you're a Luton player. You're like, I'm never gonna score a goal. And bloke takes a touch. No one mans
crazy.
It up.
Like it's probably his only goal. It's probably going to be his only goal of the year. Like that's insane.
Yeah, but it will be.
Nah, credit to Luton.
Fair play. They got the goal and might be the last point they get this season. That takes the next game, the big game of the weekend. The one we're going to watch along for, and this one we didn't. Chelsea, Arsenal 2-2. Like we talked a lot off air about it. I don't want to sound like an Arsenal fanboy, but considering all that Chelsea put up, considering all the unlucky things that happened, I think a good result for Arsenal, and they could have probably won it in the end. You guys played some good second half football.
When the second one went in, I may have sent a few messages saying we're winning this. I may have said we're kicking on going the whole way. But look, so it's probably like one of the only games I watched the whole game of this weekend. But
it's one of those weekends though.
Yeah, it was a bit one of those weekends. But like, look, that first half was really poor from us. I was just like waiting for us to kick into gear. I mean, I think we had like 3 or 4 touches in their box in the first half. Yeah, it wasn't had it. No shots on target till like the 70th minute. Excuse me.
Bukayo Saka as well, right? Injury still. He looked a little bit slow. A
little bit off it, yeah. Look, it's his first game back from his first miss, in 80 games or something crazy. So look, I'll cut him a bit of slack considering he ended up being on the score sheet. But it just wasn't working for us. I thought Rice was good, but Raya once again
plays a fire.
Ramsdale must be getting a little bit on edge here, thinking like, come on, you dropped me for much less.
Yeah.
And Raya's, and look, I know Arteta's been pretty public backing Raya, but he's also been public. He's also gone on record saying he's going to play keepers on form. And Rambo would be thinking knocking on the door saying hey boss,
what's to do with the form?
What's to go with the form? Seriously, because I know Raya's trying to settle into a new team and system and stuff, but he's just been I can excuse bad balls because I think but some of the mindset behind the passes I'm just not seeing. That pass he played to
was it
Mudryk?
He literally on his lap
and then he made a great recovery save.
But he does it all the time. He always recovers.
Bro, that
reminds you of a lot of somewhat of Kepa, especially at Real Madrid right now, where he's making lots of mistakes, but he's just pulling worldies out of his
and I love these ones. Sorry lads,
corner it's such a Spanish.
Now, but the wave, sorry lads.
Yeah.
Want it?
No, it's like that. It's reach up. They don't look. They just put their hand up and just say, yeah.
But look, man, I was like, if I was Rams, I'd be getting pretty pissed off. But who else? Zinchenko was pretty poor. Tommy Asso, every time he comes on, does a job, man.
I say, those guys come in the second half, and even Erdegaard, now that he's a lot of things he said, I now pick up on it, especially the Erdegaard thing.
Kind of going missing a little bit. And again, it might not be his fault. Maybe there's conditions, maybe the way that Chelsea play. I often don't think it's his fault, but I also just think sometimes
in a big game like that, I thought you'd want to see him more present, especially in that first half.
because he still does all the little things really well. Like that's why I love Odegaard as captain, because like even when he's not on, he's always like his mentality's always there. And it looks like he's always trying to get himself in the game, but like. You know, there's only so much pressing you can do, right? Like, it's funny, right. But it's true. It's like we used to take the piss out of Laka for this because Laka would run, man,
run around.
But this guy would like do nothing. You know, he would press. AFTV, Don Robbie, you know, like bigging up like Laka's press, man. But like this guy would just do nothing. And look, Odegaard obviously does so much
same
more.
Levels.
It's not
nowhere
different,
near.
but like the fun, you know, the cramps are still there.
But the gag is
what I fear with mine a little bit is that like I just feel like his stat pads a little bit. He scores.
Wow, you got that stat pad.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Like
I think I might be a little bit of Arsenal like fanboy.
Martin scored like 12 goals or something last year. I know he scored a couple against Chelsea.
There's some important goals in there.
There is, but he scores a lot of doubles against lower teams. He scored 2 against Bournemouth last year. 2 against these.
I get that, but
you know he's scoring. He's on the pens now. Like. And he's not a massive assist player. He's not massive assist.
I'm a massive Ronaldo fanboy. Did Ronaldo not stat pad against like Portsmouth where he's like score hat tricks and stuff like that? Like there's.
No. I love.
No.
He's probably my favorite player on the team.
And I'm just surprised. I know how much you like, and I think I like Arsenal players more than, and probably because I actually watch Arsenal. I don't really watch Man City.
They're much more likable than you.
I would say. But even Man City, like I hate watching Man City. I just get so boring. You guys play some exciting football at least. I just love, like what you said, the things that you watch on TV. And this is the thing when I went away and the whole disconnect. I thought. It's quite strange. Maybe is it the way we watch the games? Maybe or something like that.
That Rashford one was hilarious.
Yeah, but maybe it is because like I'm seeing where you guys come from your point of view in that game, but then I look at just in general other games. I see what Martin does off the ball. I see the tracking. I see those little 1%.
Maybe I'm just more casual than you are. Maybe you're just like
or maybe you're just more hypocritical in your team, like I am hypocritical in my team. Maybe that's the way it is.
Critical.
Critical. I'm having a bad day. We're worse today. I'm having a bad day.
I'm taking
the ball knowledge is somewhat there still, but the brain's there. What was that? Oh yeah, but like it's like me with Rashford, equivalent. Literally is because
I see Rashford score a banger or something.
And you're like, what a goal.
I love his flair and stuff.
And I'm like, why is he shooting
him every week?
And I'm like, why is he shooting from there and stuff?
But it's definitely levels between like I think we both agree Martin's impact on our team is a lot higher.
I still think he's the best captain in the league. That's just where I stand.
You think he's best what?
Best captain in the league.
I would agree. I just want to see Martin just like figure out how to get in the ball a little bit more in these games because I still think he's good when he gets it. Like against City, I thought he was really good when he got the ball.
His second half was very
good. I just think he struggles to sometimes get it, and that's credit to the because credit to him because I think it's the other teams put so much emphasis on him.
Yeah, the first team him and Saka.
Which allows other players to get more involved. But I still want to see, if you're going to go to that next level, you have to do it against every team, no matter what. And
here's my theory. Like I was thinking about this the other night. Again, I was sitting in bed. I was knackered, so I was just sitting there. And you look at the Real Madrid teams, Kroos, Modric, Casemiro, all these guys, right? And you didn't see the best of Casemiro, or you didn't see the best of Kroos some nights. You got Declan Rice there, who's someone else I rate supremely high. I think he's worth it. Like even before the deal, I would say be worth 100. Like I think I said 120. I'd say him and Jude on the same level because of what they do for their teams.
He's doing it now.
You've got Declan Rice there, who's so talented on the ball and so talented both ways. You've got Partey, who used to be there last season, not as good on the ball, more of a break up the play guy. But also, do you reckon that takes away from Odegaard? Do you reckon that takes away from his time on the ball because of how good Jorginho, Vieira, and Rice are? And it's not a bad thing on his game just because everyone around is better.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do as much. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, I would say to an extent, but I also think that, you're definitely right in the sense that, like, it's almost probably because, like, we get to see how good these other guys are because so much emphasis goes into Martin.
Yeah.
But like, look, 8 out of 10 games, Martin's elite.
Yeah.
It's just, I just feel like there's a bit of a pattern.
It's just funny that I've picked it up because you said it.
Yeah.
And I was like, one of the first things I saw was like, I expected Saka to be a little bit off, but I thought he was more off than I thought. But the biggest thing was, Erdegaard as the captain, as the guy that I always see as someone who's setting things up. Even Zinchenko, I think he was.
Yeah, I don't think Zinni was good.
Do you reckon
I thought
Tomiyasu goes in next game, starts in the start, or did he just not start?
That's one of the biggest rotation points in the. Tommy's like the first player on every week. Like,
he's like an automatic.
Mikel clearly rates him like super highly,
but he can't put in like the.
But he's a really tactical player as well. Tommy's in, like he gets subbed on against Doku. That was the mindset. Like Mikel came out and said that, But I don't know. Zinni hasn't been on this year. Like he's been okay.
Not the same output as well.
I feel like he's getting caught on the ball a little bit more, and
too many touches.
Yeah, like I think he's just trying. Like you're still a left back, bro. I understand you're told to get
blood.
But like,
blood still left
blood. But I wouldn't mind seeing Zinni like overlap a little bit more.
Yeah,
he gets in really deep. But I think sometimes as a result, we don't get to see the best of Gabby because like he's going his output is limited because he's at the byline so often. Whereas
let's talk about with Shaw and Rashford, the same thing.
Whereas I feel like if Zinni was like, whereas when Luke Shaw bombs on, Rashford cut in, and Rashford puts these things like top right. Like, I want to see, because I know Gabby's got that in his locker.
Gabby's got it to a better degree than Rashford does.
Yeah, like Gabby's got that in his locker, man, but we're just not seeing it. Gabby's having to work so hard at the moment for his goals.
And he's working back as well. That little track back, that was one of the best moments of that game. That was like Derby, that was like track back, physicality.
That is one such a likeable thing about our team. Every single player
head down,
like tracks back, like hard, and that's why I hear you going on about Rashford. I can tell you love that about our team because like no matter who it is, they sprint back, and more often than not they nick the ball back too, because the player's not expecting it. But yeah, I mean, so for the rest of the game, obviously we go 2-0 down. Like Mudryk, bloody.
I'll touch on Mudryk quickly. Like fair play. Obviously, he probably didn't mean to go in, but. He's turning it around. Like, he scores Ukraine. He was playing
I was
better.
slandering him some of the other way. But
but it was a fair slander because it's only in recent weeks he's got to get. I'm trying to back in Nunez and Mudryk because you want to see the best perform, right? And too many times now we've seen players come across and just be like, poop. And especially a United fan, we see it all the time. But I want to see.
He's young as well.
Yeah, exactly. He hadn't really played senior football before coming to Chelsea, and we saw that first game. We just put Milner's ass, and
it probably didn't help his
I'm saying because everyone was like, "Oh, this is the best winger."
Because it's like, as Arsenal fans, we were like, "Oh my god, we've just missed out on the best player ever."
Yeah, like, especially because of the price tag and like because it was a bidding war. Yeah. And then like obviously all what's going on, and then playing well, and then scoring for Ukraine, now scoring this, and you can tell like you felt like a little bit of a weight, especially first goal for Chelsea at home and blah blah blah, all these things. It's all stat rubbish, but it probably means something, right? Because you don't see it in the media anymore. So that's big for them. And Gallagher, I was slagging him off early in the season, saying if Gallagher's your best midfielder, where the hell are you going to be? But fair play, like the bloke's captaining, he's done a good job. I think he was probably Chelsea's most all-round best performer in the game.
I don't know who I would say their best on was.
It was hard because they all did it right.
I thought Cucurella was really good.
He got back in position, he got left back again, so it was good.
I thought he was pretty good on Saka all day. So what else? So before I forgot to say about the Saliba pen.
Oh.
So like, I was with a couple of Chelsea fans or one Liverpool fan who was a massive Chelsea fan on the night. Like, and they were trying to make me. I thought I was getting gassed at that. Like, bro, about like this being the most clear pen ever. I wasn't certain. I've seen those all last year not get paid, and it feels like maybe this year they've slightly turned it. But still,
I'm sick of it.
Like, still, like Saliba. It's different to the Kane one. He's like, he's jumping. It's like a physical action.
Kane's has come straight from the boot. It's come off Mudryk's head, which is like half a yard.
Yeah.
It's deflected off his head.
But it's also like the action. Like Saliba's trying to head the ball, man. Like you're jumping. Who's going to jump like this? How are you going to punish players for going for the ball in that scenario? So like,
I'm just sick of it, man. Like,
look,
VR either do it properly or.
I feel like there's a part of me which definitely thinks if it was the other way around, I'd be appealing. But obviously,
I would the same. But on Monday morning, I come back and say, "Oh, we got like I didn't say that in Liverpool one. Klopp said we got lucky. Like at least he admitted it. And Klopp's one of those guys who always admit it. I can deep down Chelsea will know they got. I don't know if anyone said it in the press conferences, but they'll know they got lucky. There's never a pen.
Like considering how dominant Chelsea were, their goal was from like a really debatable pen
and a
Mudryk like either Puskas goal. Or luckiest goal I've ever seen because
he never looked at the goal once, so
because and we drew. Like Chelsea were great, best game in 2 years,
and your worst game in 2 years. I think it's your worst half Yeah, in like 2 or 3 years.
It was shocking. Like, honestly, one of our worst halves under Mikel, like in the recent years, and it ended up being 2-2, and I thought we were going to kick on a winner after that. Decky Rice, absolute screamer.
Yeah, what a banger.
Like underrated screamer, low key. First time.
Yeah, talk about this. And it had
side net.
The curl.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was like inside of the post and the net.
That is not easy, man. That is not an easy finish. It looks easy because it's open goal.
No, but like
first time.
Wet ball,
like
slippery
30
conditions.
metres out. That is not easy.
As if you're on the run. It's I don't know why. It just is a Declan Rice.
Bro,
like,
Decky
goal.
is insane, bro. This guy is insane. Like,
he's finally getting the... Not recognition. He's finally getting the visual eye test output, if that makes sense.
Yeah. As in,
that he deserves. Like he scored that win against United.
He had the rep.
Yeah.
But he hadn't necessarily...
The casual watchers
people who didn't watch West Ham or England. Exactly. It was like, he's overcompensating like through goals. And score sheet
so everyone was like, he doesn't get on the ball anymore. Like, no, but he's playing with Erdegaard. He's playing with Fabio Vieira. He's playing with Jorginho.
He's actually doing a good job to like fill that Xhaka hole. Considering, we didn't get many goals at a party last year. We got a few, but mainly screamers. But Xhaka popped up every...
Screamers here, which it literally was.
Like mainly a couple of screamers here and there. But like, Xhaka was actually getting on the score sheet consistently. And to be fair to Decky, is I think it's probably his second or third goal now. But like,
important goals. Yeah.
Goal against United, game winner, and got us back in the game out of nowhere on the weekend after Robert Sanchez stinker. So
again, another goalkeeper failing there.
We touched on that before. Yeah, but finally, and obviously Trossard, nice finish at the end.
I love Trossard, man. Like, there's so many likable characters. Like,
we have a lot of super subs. Like, we've got Trossard, we got Tomiyasu like every week.
Eddie's there.
Yeah, Eddie's. Yeah, we got Eddie. There, like, I thought Emil was okay when he came on. I saw a different.
Probably not as good as he was against Spurs. Which one was he came on? He did very, very well.
He was good against Bournemouth. He just couldn't score. Like,
it wasn't as good as that, but he got on the ball.
I actually didn't mind it. Like, it was the most I've seen Emil sort of play for a while because he actually got some decent time.
Yeah, because Mikel just chucked everything at it. He just Havertz came on, all these guys came on. It was all just
Havertz. Like, he was crucial for that second goal too.
Yeah.
Like, once again, sort of the ball before, or like as in all the direct assist, and that was a great hold up play, touch to Saka to win.
That's what he is though. He's that hold up little. Yeah. He's not a 9. He's a number 10. So like it reminds you of those great Chelsea and United teams where Mourinho and Ferguson had like, even the Arsenal teams, but probably didn't have the same depth as United and Chelsea teams, where like you'd bring these like the Chicharitos or these guys on the bench, where they had like Robin on the bench at times at Chelsea. Like, it's just stupid players used to have on the bench, and it feels like that now with Arsenal. They've got to that City level. Obviously, City's like way beyond those United and Chelsea teams of 07, 08. But it feels like you've got those sort of characters, the Eddies, the Reece Nelsons.
And the longer these teams sticks together and plays like this,
you build that,
right? Well, the more one that's going to build in actuality, but two, like, so too will come the recognition and the presence. Because that's that people still say, like, I was talking to one guy on the weekend, he's like, I just don't see where like the title spark is in this team. And everyone's going to say that until it happens, right?
Yeah, because no one's won a title there, right? Yeah.
Everyone, like, Firmino, if he hadn't won all those titles...
He's at Hoffenheim.
Yeah, like Firmino was good, but like, the titles help, like...
It's aura. It's all aura.
Yeah, the aura, it elevates the player's aura so much, right? And guys like Eddie, like, Nketiah isn't the same player if he wins trophies, right? Like, like in terms of his aura, like neither is all these players at the bench. Like, they're not the same guys, man. Like, Reece Nelson, if we won the league last year, Reece Nelson suddenly known as like an Ole.
Yeah, or the hero,
Because, like, it comes on, banger here, banger there. You know what I mean?
Summer,
like, So, and the only way it's going to change is through that team winning, because they have to prove they really are that level.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to come. And look, once again, it's still, you don't want to be scraping results this early in the season, but look, Stamford Bridge against a Chelsea team which players actually performed. Yeah. Like, we know they have good players. They actually reasonably performed.
Best game in 2 years, worst game in 2 years. What happens to it?
Still get a result. Yeah. Like, we're still unbeaten.
Invincible still.
Like, I'm happy. Now we got a reasonably easy fixture this week against... who is it? It's reasonably easy. We got someone not amazing.
What do we got on here?
But I want to kick on because
Sheffield United at home, yeah.
Sheff at home?
Yeah, at home, yeah.
Yeah, so I really want to put Sheffield away this weekend and then go away to Newcastle.
That's the hard one.
So
it's one of those ones that if you take 4 from those, you'll be over the moon, I feel like.
Yeah.
especially like Newcastle were playing, and with Chelsea as well, you've got them on the upturn as well. Like you could have got them 2 weeks back and battered them.
It always feels like we get bloody teams on the upturn. I mean, I feel like every fan says that about their team, but I swear to God, like
you do.
This happens every time.
You do.
We get Everton every year on their upturn. Like besides this year,
you get teams on their upturn. We give teams their upturn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and then we get bloody like Chelsea, like. Everything just comes together. Like Caicedo's playing, Mudryk's best player on the planet.
$100 million player,
Anyway, we're rambling right now.
Yeah, but I was some saying Chelsea look good again. 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row now.
I was actually glad to see Chelsea good.
Same here.
Like overall,
you want to see players play well and teams do well. And I sort of have a soft spot for Poch for some reason. I don't know why.
I actually do as well. Like Poch has been the most likable Spurs manager besides Ange, obviously in recent years. But
the way he just like even like before the game just goes and hugs. Like I swear, he just goes and hugs.
He is really likable.
Like really tight, but they just went and hugged it up. It's like this guy.
I like a lot of their players too, Chelsea. I feel like a lot of them been slandered. Like Cucurella's been slandered over time, but he was like he was a Brighton best and fairest.
It's just because the price tag over the top of their head. Everyone looks at them like, oh, rubbish one season, no one likes you anymore, sort of thing, you know?
So obviously, I didn't want them to be good against us, but I actually hope now, for the sake of my predictions, Chelsea kick on. Oh my God, if they go and get top 4 now after my big Tots were rambling last week.
I look so bad because I'll be so bad if the top 3 doesn't work.
It's unlikely, but yeah.
We never know. That brings us then to the top 3 games of the season. So we planned this ahead of time. We got a few 2 honourable mention there as well. So basically a top 5 games of the season. We didn't quite talk about what we sort of ranked it by, but
just kind of like
what we feel. Like when we watch a game, what do we want? Because we all know we watch the game differently as well.
Impact or like, entertainment.
Emotional stakes.
Yeah, 100%. Like how much I was invested.
Yeah.
I feel like all of these games have like either really excel in one of those or have a combination of all of them.
And I feel like in all of these
as
games
a neutral
I've
in most
watched,
of them.
we've been in the group chat talking about it. That's when you know, like
100%. That's, when we're all, it's so good when we're all watching, and we're all on the same sort of page texting. It's good. It's the best.
Good fun.
It's the best.
I'm going to kick off then. Honourable mentions or like 5 and 4, I guess you can put it. I've obviously got Manchester United Brentford just because the pure just like insanity that Scott McTominay scoring a double.
Once again scored, by the way.
Like, I was saying, we'll get on that next game.
I was spamming the chat when this happened. I was like, what is this guy on, bro?
Mate, all the memes, like whoever made at United made Scott McTominay a centre mid needs to be like hung for his offences because of like, this guy was originally a striker and you can see he's got that finishing knack. But yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
He was originally a striker in the juniors.
Oh my God, this makes so much sense. Because you know what I always think about Scott? It's like goal against City.
We just
like a couple under Ole. Do you remember this?
Yeah, like that was like the last like,
and that was like the biggest knee slide. I think about this goal so often in my head when I think of Scott.
It's because I hear Peter Drury like he's like Scott McTominay, red day or something like that. He just has this massive knee slide.
Yeah,
it's like
so good. Nah, Scott is like such a banter player, but he's actually good at finishing.
He's a finisher. He's a baller finisher. My next honourable mention, just because I loved the game, Newcastle Liverpool.
Yeah,
Nunez shutting the haters up.
This is one of mine.
Yeah, Nunez shutting the haters up. Scoring 2. I think, not justice, but like, I feel like Liverpool played the better football. Same because you guys think Newcastle deserved it. And I just love that.
This is one of mine because I was so like it was just so gripping as a neutral. Like I thought Newcastle should have put that team away, man. So this is one of my top 3.
They just got better with the 10 men for some reason. They just felt like they got better.
Yeah.
And the fact that Van Dijk
hits the post, and it was an action-packed game.
One of those games always.
And then Liverpool sort of felt like sort of the start of this new era a little bit.
Yeah, that new kick on, right?
Yeah, despite not being the better team, that attacking output's going to get them there. And
definitely.
And it did in the end.
Now my top 3. Now, I've sort of actually put it in order without trying to, but at number 3, I've gone Spurs Liverpool. Obviously, partly because of controversy, partly because of just what was happening there. And you see a common thread with some certain clubs here, but the stuff with Ange that he was doing, factors at home.
Obviously, Spurs are going to be in there. Spurs, they're both exceeding expectations,
right?
Like, and when you do that, like it's always going to be entertaining.
Yeah, and the fact that like the goal scorers in that game, and it's Liverpool and it's Tottenham, it's 2 big teams all happening, and just a culmination of what seemed like 2 right now at the time seemed like 2 big giants in the game that might not be the title juggernauts yet, but like.
They both look like they're champions.
The next in line sort of thing. Yeah. So they're always the most exciting games because the thing is, there's not much pressure for title wise. So it's still sort of a little bit lighter hearted where like that decision costing you guys a title or costing Man City a title. It's more just like 3rd or 4th sort of thing. So that was always great to watch. Great fun in that game.
The massive controversy.
Yeah. That sort of makes it a bit as well, right? With all the drama there. Second for me, Arsenal Spurs. We watched it here. a classic back and forth.
Yeah, man, that was intense.
It was serious.
That was an intense game, bro.
Tottenham take it to you. I think that's and we watched the City Arsenal. I think that's the first time actually taken it to you, like on the front foot at the Emirates.
Yeah, they felt the better team for like 60 minutes.
Yeah, like 50, obviously you guys both had. That's the good thing about these games. Both teams have their moments, but at the end of it, it's just a clash of two teams. That are just
trying to think who scored our goals. I'm trying to think.
Was it Saka?
I can't think.
I think Saka scored because
I know Son scored.
Saka mocked like the.
Oh, Saka and Maddison both scored. Son scored. And
Saka scored again, I think. It was an own goal.
Nah, I don't think it was Saka too.
I think it was an own goal, but I think it was Saka's shot.
What own goal?
Let me check.
No, it was Mark. Was it Gabby? No, Gabby was against City.
No, he wasn't.
I'm losing my head, man. I'm losing my head.
I think it was a Saka double, but they took it away for an own goal.
Who the hell scored the own goal?
Let me check it out.
Jeez, we scored a lot of own goals. Sorry,
you deflected goals.
Yeah, we score a lot of those.
Why can't I find you guys? Let me just filter by Arsenal then. I think it was a Saka double that was taken away.
Saka obviously scored one.
Because he mocked Maddison celebration and stuff. Yeah, Romero own goal, which was I'm pretty sure was Saka's shot.
What was this? What was the Romero own goal? Can you remember it?
Romero stuck his foot out, deflected the top of the way.
Oh, yeah.
And then Saka penned, right? And then he mocked the celebration twice. And then Maddison's like, he must have been mocked the celebration while I turned him and stuff.
That's right. I remember this now.
And then Son scored the double with Maddison assisting twice, and it was all. Yeah. But yeah, what a game.
Son double, that's right.
That was one of the. That's like a Prem classic. That would go down as like one of those Prem classics. The start of the
Ange classic.
The start of the Ange and.
Really solidified
rivalry, hopefully. Yeah.
That would be a sick rivalry.
Like that's like the Ferguson. Like
that is such a sick North London derby rivalry.
Especially because you sort of have interest in what Spurs do as well.
Like that aura had been so lost for like so many years. Like we sucked.
I always say I think it's one of the best rivalries because for some reason, no matter how bad both teams 100%. Are, it's like at it. It is like,
and it's just like for some reason it just feels so genuine. Like Well, I say for some reason, but like there's a lot of derbies between like big six clubs, but it's like
they fall off a bit.
Like, are they actually real or not?
Yeah.
This one, the passion for the fans and the hatred between the fans is real.
I still think
like Spurs fans and Arsenal fans do not like each other.
No, it's not.
It's the only club I really see in the city, and like I think, I want to yell at this guy because it's true. Like, it's just funny.
I think it literally is North London derby and Merseyside. Or Northwest, Manchester and Manchester United and Liverpool.
Manchester
United
Liverpool is a massive, that is a huge game.
And there's like this massive gap. Yeah. And then maybe some of the London
Merseyside might be in there. And then like
Merseyside's just dead because Everton haven't won there in like 20 years. Like it falls off because of that.
Like, and then it's just like big six.
Some of those London ones do go all right, but no one talks about them because they're just like...
The history's just so important. Like, even Chelsea don't feel like they have enough history to have like massive because there's no like rooted...
Yeah, no
rivalry there.
But technically, the Arsenal Chelsea one's like the biggest rivalry for them, right? Yeah. Isn't that like their game?
Chelsea.
Yeah. Isn't that Chelsea's game?
I think it's supposed to be, but it's
like
Arsenal fans on the weekend though. It was like
Arsenal fans don't care. Like,
we're versing a big 16. We're not versing. I don't really care. We're versing Chelsea.
That's what like us with Man City. Like, it's going to become more of a thing. But like we always say, Man
in terms of like for me, it's like Spurs, and then maybe United. Because I think us versus United is
it's still a big deal. And that's because of Wenger
and Kane. There's a lot of underlying bit there. But it's also like the Pep Arteta, that feels like it's building. That feels like it's building. Bro, that feels like it's building. And it's actually exciting. Like, we're going to go to the Etihad later this year, and that's going to be a big game. That is going to be like a title game, I reckon.
Title decider.
Look, man, I mean, I think we still need to click a little bit to go that far, but that feels like it's building a big rivalry.
Especially if all goes.
But Pep's just going to walk out the door and leave City and it's going to be dead.
And then the league's just boring again. Actually, it might probably be good because City won't be so dominant. And my top one, obviously, Arsenal City, but I think...
So what was second?
Arsenal Spurs. Yep. And then number one, Arsenal City, just because of, I think, the meaning of it all and the emotion and the fact that the goal was just like that sort of goal where it sort of deflects in a bit and just...
Yeah, it was just like such a like a... Kind of like a fitting goal...
Of like these big
in the
games.
sense that just like so scrappy. It was just a scrappy
and the game
goal.
Was yuck to watch, and it was like two masterminds going at it, and they couldn't find the flaw in each other's game plans. It's like battleships; you can't really find where the hole is. But then all of a sudden, it's a faulty bomb that nigs off, and it deflects off, and it goes in, and they celebrate in that corner, and it's just
that would be my number one as well.
Yeah.
Like not only for like my personal investment. But in terms of
for like the league as well.
Yeah, the league, the historical like sort of importance and significance like between Arteta and Pep and Arsenal City, and just like overall, ambition within the year. Like that is just such a massive game for us.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
It's such a massive win. And look, it just feels so nice to be unbeaten, bro. Like actually, it's just so nice. I don't know what it is. Like,
did you see that thing about the Invincibles thing that if you'd beaten Chelsea 2-1 on the weekend, it would be exact same start to the Invincible season?
Really?
So I was banking you guys winning 2-1.
Invincibles were better. That's right. We just started drawing like every game.
Right, towards the mid and back, you were just draw merge. Yeah, it's like,
it's fine.
But I was like, when
mate, we're going Invincible, bro. See, that's what I mean about the aura, man. Like,
that's that Wenger and Vieira and stuff.
At what point in the year do we have to be like, okay, I say all this and it's going to get clipped in like a week? Well, no one's going to clip it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I might clip up and just repost it for the fun.
Someone will clip it where it's like, oh, imagine we go unbeaten 35 games. You know what I mean? Like the aura kicks in there and then we're going to lose to Newcastle in 2 weeks. But you know what I mean? It's in like that aura around players' ability. Like you need, it's obvious, but it's true. Like you really just need the results to back it, to implement that aura. Yeah. Like Rodri became like, I was saying, the amount of team of the season so far I've seen with Rodri in them after he's missed half the bloody season.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I was like, it's just purely aura.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's cost them more than he actually got them points. Yeah, like he's cost them 6 points.
It was insane, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, who are these hipsters? Like legit, who are these like hipsters?
Yeah, he's hipsters.
Putting, Rodri, he's just like,
he's that
so, no tattoos, bro. Like he's got no tattoos and doesn't drive a fancy car. Like, bro, come on, get out of here, man.
The unspoken
CEO. Yeah, bro, what are you talking about? But it's like Rodri became, because he was slept on, but then he became Rodri after winning league and after league, winning you know what I mean? Like it's in the trophies to find the player.
And because of Gundogan leaving, and then all of a sudden it's like him now. And it was like,
but he really became like a staple in that City team. And look, I think the same will happen with these Arsenal players. Like, Declan Rice I think will genuinely end his career as England
legend or something.
One as an England legend, but like potentially as the best like CDM for. I fully wholeheartedly believe that.
Yeah, that guy.
Because I see Decky Rice like winning titles at Arsenal, and that'll help reinforce how good he's on field. Because I think he's insane on field.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was so good at West Ham.
Yeah, the West Ham.
He's so good at England.
Yeah,
and he started his career really well for us. And I'm assuming, and I fully believe it's going to kick on and go that way.
Yeah,
And look, man, I think that's a lot of players in our team. It's Rice, it's Saliba. Like Saliba massively. I think he'll go down as like a bloody French like
Senate,
legend,
like,
man.
And then one of those like Vidic's and all those guys.
Because he's so good. But we need some trophies. Like we need big trophies on the biggest stage in the world.
Gary Neville always gets pushed in his teams, and obviously he's a good centre right back for that time.
Yeah,
because like brother has like 20 Premier League trophies into his name. Like stupid, like
bro. Like he was good. But he has
put ahead like Ashley.
But David
Coles
Beckham and winning trophies, like it really enhanced his image. Like what is there to say Kyle Walker isn't better than Gary Neville?
Yeah, that's the thing though, because of the amount of trophies. And
he's actually lucky, Gary, though, because Kyle Walker doesn't have like that Cancelo about him. Like
no,
he's not like some like pet player.
No,
so he's actually lucky.
He just
Gary's holding on for his life.
Gary's in trouble. Gary's in a lot of
trouble. If that team hasn't changed in 20 years, I'm gonna be like, mate,
I think it'll change in 4 or 5 years. Like when Kyle Walker retires, everyone will be like, yeah, Kyle Walker did it, man. Kyle Walker was that guy, changed right back.
I don't know. It's a weird one.
Gary Neville just Sky Sports aura just keeps him.
I'm not a fan of Gary Neville. I like Jamie Carragher.
I hate the Sky Sports stuff. It's just rubbish.
I'm not a fan of Gary. I don't like how he gets like gets so political all the time.
The Glazers, that's the problem.
Like it's like, oh man, it's just like. And he's just such a hater on us. Like, he just hates us. He's finally this year.
Carragher hates Man United. And genuinely reckon it's because Ronaldo scored that pen against him, bro. Yeah. So your 5 is a much different...
No, my 5's...
Basically, different sort of order.
Like, there was a couple of games, but I won't really touch them because you covered the main ones.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
City, Arsenal. I thought Newcastle Spurs was a great game. Sorry, Newcastle Liverpool was a great game. And look, there was one more game I had.
Touch on it.
I'll quickly try and find that one. Where is it? Oh, sorry, give me a sec. Like there was a few bangers. Like, I think Newcastle Aston Villa start of the season was a great game.
Classic. Like, some goals, like purely.
Yeah,
that
was a great game. Obviously, one of the more like crazier games this year was obviously Sheffield Newcastle. But like, there wasn't a lot in that game because it was like it's getting battered.
I would say
it was kind of eye catching.
I thought it was going to come at some point. Like Southampton left, but it was always going to be a team that would take their mould.
I thought Newcastle. I thought Liverpool Brighton was a good game.
Good game.
That was 2-2.
Yeah.
Oh, and the last one was Brighton Newcastle. Evan Ferguson hat trick. That's what it was.
I thought that's actually a slept on game as well.
I thought that was a great game.
I think because that happened. What was the game before that? I think it was a good game before it, so it sort of just got covered up a bit.
Can't remember.
Or like some big team bottled something, so it didn't really get talked about.
Well, Newcastle won a 2 losing streak already, and they went away to Brighton, and they got battered.
And after that game,
and Brighton were on form.
Yeah, definitely. We'll sort of skip over this, slow touch on the last 2 games because United did the same thing again, where they just sort of got out of jail again. Individual brilliance, Delo's banger, Scott McTominay's Ronaldo in the box, basically. Mark Goldschmidt, he had 9 touches in the game.
Who did?
Scott McTominay.
Had 9.
9 touches or passes in the whole game and scored a goal.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane. Wait, he didn't start, did he?
He started.
Scott had 9 touches in the entire game.
I'm pretty sure that's what Goldschmidt said.
Whoa, that's not a lot.
No,
that's insane.
He ended up playing as the 10.
Where did he play?
He ended up playing as the 10.
Whoa. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Scott playing as a 10.
And
wait, so where did Bruno play on the right?
Bruno played as like the second 6.
What?
Because the first half. What? I don't want to drag on too much, but the first half we got dominated.
What was the score? 1-0 until when?
We scored first.
Oh, sorry, you scored first, and they
30
equalised
something, and
really,
instantly because Scott McTominay he had another handball, another arm out.
Yeah,
his was definitely
that's right. It was a pen.
And McBurney scored the pen.
Yep.
His first goal prem in a while. And then second half we were good because I think Ericsson came on.
Dallo screamer, right?
Yeah, and gave it I don't know, gave these ones like a pulse or something. Good celebration there for. The bloke looks so aggressive. I don't know if he's seen the hype, but the bloke's like running to the flag, not fucking just bro, calm down, man.
Mate, no. I mean, I was at the casino watching Bulk get slept.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Well, I saw Scott celebrating on the corner of my eye on one of the screens, and I was just
giving the big ones, the big Scottish.
It's just hilarious. Like I just see Scott. Like,
it's almost meme worthy now. That
it's just crazy.
Like we've been saved.
He's gonna be like Marouane Fellaini.
It literally is. He's gonna turn into that. I feel like Jose Mourinho.
They're gonna sub him on
in the box, just like
legit, bro. If Mourinho was there, that's what he'd do.
That's what he used to do. I'm saying we're saved by Maguire, Evans, and McTominay. It's basically what it is. Anthony was good. I know you don't like as much. I like Anthony. Basically, should have set up a goal. Rashford bottled it again.
Yeah, that's 5 games without a goal or assist for Rashford now.
I thought the international thing might spark him.
So this is when Ten Hag can start dropping him now because he's because Rashford just kept scoring and kept him his job.
Yeah,
but now he's not doing that. And
take a stand.
And if Ten Hag is gonna is a manager of what's like principle, the word of principle, good word, and sort of has that intent to implement his system. He can start leveraging this poor form now because he couldn't before.
Yeah,
it felt harsh.
The fans were on his back because Garnacho's the best player at the moment.
So much. Did Rashford get booed off or what? Or clapped off?
I don't think he clapped.
You know how they do that.
The problem is you can't tell because Garnacho comes on, everyone's like up and up, everyone loves.
Because you guys don't boo Rashford, but you kind of after he does nothing.
But then when everyone sees Garnacho warm up, there's the Ronaldo chant, but the Garnacho equivalent. Funny. He's the chosen.
How old is Garnacho? 20?
19 or something. That's
pretty crazy.
He's got a mural now in the youth centre. That's how much of a deal he is.
Really?
Yeah, and he's on the bench.
Insane.
He's on the bench at the club.
Okay.
So and the problem is he plays left wing, and who plays Rashford plays left wing. So hopefully we can say that. I think Anthony was good. Tough to be benched.
How's Boylanger?
He was really good. Tough to be benched as well. I think it felt harsh for him. Martial came on.
Once again, really good. Barcelona is getting close to 007, mate. In the Prem.
Thing is though, he's
006, I think.
The thing is, he's a Champions League baller. He's 3 goals in 2 games.
It's a bit of a fake one because
the thing is though, he's our top goal scorer at the moment for the club.
That's crazy. He hasn't scored a Prem goal.
No, that's
really.
Just
you don't have one player with more than 3 goals in the Prem.
I think Casemiro's 3.
CDM.
Yeah, I was like,
that's hilarious.
Kebab shop merchant. No, yeah, it's weird because he could have had one. He was the first to react and slide in, but the ball was just too quick from Rashford. Again, Anthony, great ball. Rashford puts it across first time and just hit it too hard. Yeah. It's come on, man, help us out. So I think if Garnacho, Anthony, and Haaland are there, I think they look good. I think they work together. They're more interplay and stuff rather than just run. You know what I mean? So hopefully that works out. A win we have to get. City this week. I'm shit myself a little bit.
That's going to be a good game.
Hopefully be good.
I'm always excited for this.
To be honest though, in a derby like this and the way that Harry Maguire's playing, you got to start the guy. I know there's been a lot of it's been memed a lot, but he was the man of the match in the game.
People have short memories.
Yeah, fair play.
If Maguire can put together, he would need a game like this. Like he need to really perform in this game.
He need like the shutdown Haaland.
Yeah, like he would need to. But a few big games for Maguire where like he could really sort of where eyes are on him from like the general like casual fan base.
Yeah,
like
it changes everything.
He would genuinely get some plaudits if he was good on Haaland, but that's a big if.
That's the thing though, because he's played against Brentford, Burnley, and like Sheffield.
Well, I was excited when you subbed him on against us.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. But that was a disaster. That's the thing, because against teams that have pace, screwed. And with Evans and Maguire,
it's going to be
I pray Varane is fit enough to come back. Fair, but fair play to the two of them. They've been slagged off. They get memes, but like the club's at like an all-time, like it's like is teetering on like breaking point, and they've held it together. Like those two basically, Johnny Evans won us the game against Burnley. Maguire basically won us the game against him, and McTominay won us against Brentford, and McTominay and Maguire won us against Sheffield United. So we can talk all this. I can talk all the smack I want about them, but they've got us 9 points where we could have had 0. So fair play to them, and hopefully they go all right against.
It's going to be a good watch.
Yeah, it'll be a very interesting watch the way it all lines up. Last game, Villa 4, West Ham 1. We'll skip this one as well because I think we sort of touched on how good Villa have been. Really remarkable. 11 games unbeaten at home now. I think 11 wins at home. I think 11 consecutive wins at home. Everyone's playing well. Diaby's playing well. Watkins playing well. Louise has scored in like every home game or something. Yeah. McGinn's an absolute superstar.
Great ball.
It just
Leon Bailey. I was thinking about this when I was watching the highlights. Like, he's got to be in the conversation for like most improved player. Like Leon Bailey was like just like
changed himself.
He was not there last year.
I think Diaby's a big thing though.
Yeah,
you can tell. You can tell Watkins well in his post match is like, I don't feel pressure to score anymore because like Diaby's there. There's like more lice for the midfielders to push on because under Stevie G.
Well, Bailey's like kind of playing mid, but then he's like getting up top.
Yeah, it's really good. And like Unai Emery, another one, he deserves all props because I used to meme him too.
Yeah. He was a massive man, but as we said, people with short memories, man. Like
Villa's the top 3 team in the league,
And to be fair to
whatever
Villa,
he joined, whatever.
Yeah, is that
top 3 after
I was about to say because so top. Well, I don't know what they are right now, but they're probably like
they're probably fifth in the league right now. They're just out of Champions League right now.
I remember seeing all the stats about when he joined last year about the last season. But if you were to add that like this season together, he'd be up there, man. Like
I think I'm pretty sure it's third.
He's doing wonders with his Villa team.
It's crazy because obviously the talent's there, and his presence in Europe's got more talent across. I don't think you get Diaby there if Stevie G was there.
Yeah, but
all props to the ownership for backing him, and then all props for him to making it work.
Villa have good ownership. I would be, I like. You're a Villa fan, you'd be stoked.
The thing about Villa fans, they're getting you back very quickly, so that he's dealt with it. He's dealt with it well because they're a very toxic fan group. We can swing.
They have high expectations
very quickly. Yeah, so he's done very well, all well for him, and it'll be interesting to see. In a few weeks' time, we might do like grading teams' chances of Champions League, something like that. Because I like considering how open it is. We talked about how it's not being as open as last year, but it's starting to become that now with how teams are dropping points where they probably shouldn't be. The top 8 are sort of separating themselves now. Like Chelsea are obviously they missed out on the weekend, but United and Chelsea are back in that group. So we're starting to see now it's probably a group of 8, group of 4, group of 5, and then the rest, right? Yep. So we're starting to see that grouping system, and hopefully you might see just an all-out scrap with the likes of Brighton, with the likes of even West Ham. They probably met their match finally, but still, like they Bowen scored shit again.
Tots was wrong. West Ham.
West Ham 15th. West Ham still look good, man.
West Ham. Bowen,
they'll just do that 9th or 10th thing.
If it was about that way.
Yeah, 100%. Let's finish up with an interesting one. So I think people did a lot last year. Without Haaland, who do you think are some of the Golden Boot contenders?
So you still think Haaland's like going to run away with it?
Considering he's been poor.
So Haaland's got 9. Who's next? Salah?
I think it is Mo Salah because he's been on an absolute tear.
So who do I think's around there? So obviously Son hasn't played yet this weekend. And he's versing a bit of a shaky backline in Fulham, playing up top. So you never know.
So Salah 7, Bowen 6.
Watkins got to be up there. He's on 6 or 5 or 6?
Watkins is on 5, but 8 in all comps, I know that. Isak's on 6, considering he doesn't barely play his Prem games. Hwang's on 5. Douglas Luiz on 5. And Mbeumo's on 5.
Wow, Douglas Luiz is on 5.
He scored every home game and a double on the weekend.
That's insane. Yeah. So it's not really too bloody controversial, but my top 3 would probably be. My top 3 would probably be like Salah. As much as I don't want to say him, for some reason I have such prejudice against Salah. Son, and probably Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
Maybe Isaac. Depends how much he plays.
That's the thing.
I don't
if they
know.
go deep Champa, I think they'll do this rotation thing for longer. Because Callum Wilson's a baller. Like, he's a proven baller. So why risk Isaac and his injury problems?
So I think there's like two who are really going to be there. I think Salah and Son are both going to really be there. Because Salah plays 90 minutes every week.
He doesn't get benched. He doesn't get dragged.
He's on pens. Yeah. He's like usually their deepest
24/7,
forward. Like you'd be surprised if Salah doesn't push Haaland maybe an extent, but like Kane areas this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Like golden boot in historically years this year.
30 goals areas.
And then Son, man, up top, like it's just deadly.
Cooking.
You know, scored a hat trick first game, played striker, put two away against us. He's he's cooking a striker, and it's like it's such an exciting move. You know, back in FIFA all the time was like, oh, you play him there because he was so good on FIFA striker. But now it's happening in real life. Yeah. And it's actually it's a good watch. My third place one. I want to put a bit of a sneaky in. I think Watkins will be around there. I think Isaac will be around there. So it's easy to put strikers there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think who from Arsenal is going to be there. Like
maybe Gabby.
I think Gabby's got one goal, bro.
But I just feel like Gabby's just a scorer, man.
No, I think he's got one goal.
How does he
I don't even know if Gabby scored a goal for us.
Yeah, but Kai actually is on 4.
Yeah, Gabby scored one goal against you guys.
Did that one against Man City not count? Was that actually an own goal against Man City?
No. I mean Gabriel Jesus. Sorry.
I'm talking about Gab.
Yeah, you're right. No, Gabby is Martinelli. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about Jesus before, but
even him, I don't think
Martinelli's got a few maybe, but I don't think Jesus has got a goal.
Oh my God, Martinelli, I can't see him.
Martinelli might have 1 or 2. He hasn't scored as many. I think he's got 1 goal and like 3 or 4 assists.
There's no way he's on 1 goal. He's on 1 goal.
Yeah, I think
he's on the same goal as Havertz.
A couple of, yeah, no. I'm telling you, Gabby's output this year is being a little bit suppressed because of how wide he's playing. Like,
I get that.
Because Zinchenko doesn't bomb on. Like he's the byline guy.
Yeah,
and it means he's always whipping it back. So,
this is more of a dark horse. I'm feeling like you're putting in there, right?
It's more of a dark horse. Yeah. But it's an Arsenal dark horse because for a team that's going to probably finish like top 3 or top 3 minimum, right? Yeah. I think first, but like, you know, it's going to be around there. You have to have someone scoring goals, right?
Yeah.
And like last year we had a pretty spread. We had Saka, we had Gabby, we had Odegaard. Jesus, added a few. Do I think Saka's probably the most likely of them?
Yeah.
But it's a tough one, bro. Who you got?
So I obviously had Son and Salah. I had Watkins as my third.
Yeah.
I like what he's doing. But
Do you have a smoky?
This is not even a smoky, but considering what's going to happen, I think Julian Alvarez is still a hot chance. Even if he goes to left, I think he's still a hot chance. You don't reckon?
I don't think so. I think his goals are unsustainable. Like he's scoring bangers, bro. Like the one of the weekend wasn't, but he's scoring free kicks and stuff. And
I know. But the fact he's doing it already out of position.
Do you think he'd score more or less on the left?
I think he'll score more because he'll be in position. And I feel like a lot. This is really just eye test stuff. I feel like City come down the left a little bit more.
Yeah, but Grealish didn't score much.
And they come. I know, but Grealish an assist.
I know Grealish is such a different player to Alvarez, but it's just.
I'm just talking about that as a darkie because like
it's a darkie.
Haaland and De Bruyne has come back in like a month, so that's a real dark horse. Yeah, I could say an Arsenal player, but I feel like it's gonna be a bit.
Do you know who? Okay, I have to say this guy because I've actually got money on him.
Who have you got?
I got on Martin Odegaard at $51
for what?
For goals without Haaland. Like, so there's a mark on sports bet for like
you told me.
It's a mark on sports. What's it called? For a golden boot without Haaland. And I'll tell you why, man. Like I was yapping on about him stat padding.
Yeah, you're sort of.
I've never seen this guy shoot like more than he has this year. No, seriously. Last year was the most annoying thing to watch. It was a clear focus of a preseason where this guy. Yeah, because last year he'd be like in front of goal and would fake it, flick it to his right. Saka would come on and get shut down.
Yeah.
So I think Martin's only got like 3 or 4. I think he's got 3 or 4 this year. I'm gonna have to double check this.
He's on 3, I think.
Yeah, 3. Yeah. But I'm telling you, man, he will score. I think he'll score 15 goals this year. I don't know if he's like. Unfortunately, I think the guys around him.
I don't think.
So when I put this on, I was like, I don't know who's gonna score a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the guys around him are like really, really like scoring,
heating up.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's
no one could have predicted Son to what Son's doing, to be honest.
Yeah, so Son's going nuts and Salah's going nuts as well. Like, players who, like, you know, we saw Son on the left. We didn't really expect him to put the ball in the net as much. And Salah as well. Like, you know, we thought it was sort of on this downward trajectory in his career, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, Martin, bro, at $51, like he could have a Lampard year. I was genuinely thinking this. I was like, or a Torre year. I was thinking, like, this guy is shooting so much in a team where like Gabby gets the byline so much and whips it back. Like, he's always looking edge of the box, and Martin's that guy running in. If it's Saka's in like at the like back stick, and Gabby's pen area like, on the spot, man. I was thinking, Odegaard's on the spot, man. I was thinking, like, this guy's going to score some goals.
Lampard type goals charging in.
I had to put it out there. So my opinion's revised on that, because I just don't see that happening anymore, like against the competitors. But as a smoky, I'll put it out there as I think I think Martin Odegaard will score a lot of goals this year.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Now, I totally forgot about winners and losers, but we can go on top of our heads a little bit. Winners from the weekend, I'm going to go with Brentford. I think they just desperately needed a win. They desperately need something to go their way, win back at home, build that home form back up against a Burnley side that we didn't know how they're going to turn up to that game, but they end up playing their way. So happy for Thomas Frank, because I love that guy as well. So happy for them, the 3 points and Visser and Burmo to help my fantasy keep afloat.
My winner will be Gary O'Neill.
The Gary O'Neill shield.
Yep. And to be honest, my losers, I'm going to put 2 losers. They're bad, but like they're kind of like the opposite. So as in, my winner is Gary O'Neill, but the losers are like the Bournemouth, like coaching board, coaching committee or whatever it is. And my losers is also Burnley. Yeah. You know, Burnley, like, facing a pretty poor Brentford team at the moment. Yeah. Once again, couldn't get close to a result. And obviously the Bournemouth guy is going to be like, would have been fuming when Gary gets a result against their new guys at home. So that's my winners and losers. Yeah, I was saying that was Bournemouth as well for a loser, just because you guys have been harping on about pretty clear ones this week. Like,
and it's one of those weeks where like nothing outrageous happened. I know referees, there's a few question ones there, but I don't want to keep harping on about them. I want to give them a rest.
They're losers everywhere.
Yeah, and Tots isn't here. He'd be up and about referees anyway, so we'll start that for him for next week. That brings this week to an end, guys. Quite a week in the Prem, to be honest. But how long do we go for? We still went for an hour and a half. So we'll try and do more of this stuff though. We'll do some more less yapping about.
You can like clip it up into like little segments.
Yeah, we can do some fun things like this going forward. If you enjoyed it, guys, subscribe. All if anyone's watching,
people tell me in real life that you watch this.
I don't know. Leams is still here.
If you're watching, comment.
What's your comment?
Comment your score prediction
for
Tottenham. Nah, because that's tonight.
For Manchester United, Manchester City.
For United City.
Yeah.
And if you get it correct, I will pay you. I'll pay you $50 if you get it correct.
I'll pay you $100 if you get it right. And
we'll contribute $100. You get $100. If anyone's watching right now, if you are watching right now,
and you give us the score prediction,
and you give your score prediction,
the first person does this.
First person.
Yeah.
And you win. I'll put $50 in.
I'll put $50 as well. We'll give $100.
Because that honestly,
we will PayPal you $100 if you're here at an hour 37 and you've listened to all this malarkey.
That would be really impressive.
Fair play to you and thank you to you.
And you deserve the $100.
I'm about to say I'll pay you to listen to this every week if you go do that for me.
That's insane.
Guys, appreciate it. Hopefully this 2 camera stuff worked out this week. We'll see how it all went. If not,
I forgot about this one.
That's been chilling the whole time.
I've all day, mate. Am I even in it?
Sometimes you come in and out, but we'll have to work on that. Okay. That's the thing for the future. Anyway. We're rambling.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you guys next week. See you later.